Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares how hard it feels. The only thing people care about are results, execution, and what you do with the time you've been given. When I was a kid, I watched my parents build a business from absolutely nothing. We were an immigrant family with no connections, no backup, no fancy education, and not even money. Just an unbelievable amount of work every single day. No days off, no crying about how unfair life was, no complaining about luck. They just worked. That's when I realized something powerful. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. If you want something, you go get it. That's the truth most people can't handle. They want the dream, but not the dirt. They want the success, but not the struggle. They love the picture of the goal, but hate the grind that builds it. You want to be a winner? Then accept the truth. Winning doesn't care about your comfort zone, and success doesn't care about your feelings. When I was young, I used to sell baseball cards while my friends were out playing. I stood in a hot flea market behind a little table trying to flip $5 into 10. It wasn't glamorous. Nobody was clapping. Nobody was watching. But that's where I learned how to build something from nothing. That's where I learned patience. That's where I learned that real fulfillment comes from working, not wishing. Here's the truth. Most people love the idea of success more than the reality of it. The reality isn't exciting. It's boring. It's lonely. It's repetitive. It's doing the same thing every single day, even when nobody's watching, until one day the world finally notices. Everyone says they want to change their life, but the moment things get hard, they start looking for an excuse. They blame the economy. They blame the algorithm. They blame their parents, their friends, even timing. But let me save you some years of wasted time. Stop blaming everything around you. Blame yourself. Own it. Every failure, every delay, every missed chance. Because the moment you take ownership, you also take control. You want confidence? Earn it. You want respect? Build it. You want freedom? Work for it. There is no shortcut, and there never will be. All these fake gurus online selling easy money or overnight success are selling comfort, and comfort is poison. The reason most people never make it is because they stop when nobody claps for them. They stop when it gets quiet, when it gets lonely, when nobody validates them. But that's where success lives, in the silence, in the grind, in the hours when no one is watching. Everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to be seen. But if you're not consistent when no one is watching, you'll never survive when the spotlight finally hits you. People ask me every single day, Gary, how do I stay motivated? Here's how. Stop waiting for motivation. You don't need motivation. You need discipline, gratitude, and perspective. You're living in a time where you can build a brand from your phone, start a business from your bedroom, and change your entire life from a laptop. Yet most people waste hours scrolling through other people's wins instead of building their own. You don't need permission to start. You don't need validation to chase it. You just need to decide right now that no matter how long it takes, you're going to keep showing up. Here's the real secret. The ones who win aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They're just the ones who stayed in the game longer than everyone else. There were years when nobody cared about me. Nobody listened. Nobody watched my videos. I was talking into a camera alone, and maybe 10 people would watch. And you know what? I loved it. Because I knew that if I stayed patient and kept doing the work, one day the world would catch up. And it did. Because consistency always wins. Always. You want to be successful? Learn to love losing. Learn to love the process. Learn to love the climb. Because if you only love the trophy, you'll never get it. Stop being afraid to start small. Stop worrying about what people think. They're not living your life. You are. No one owes you anything. The world doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about what you produce. So stop overthinking. Stop waiting for perfect. Stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. You're not too late. You're not too old. You're just scared, and fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. So decide right now that this is your time. Not next week, not next year, but now. Decide that you won't stop until you look in the mirror and see the person you were always meant to become. Because in the end, nobody cares. Work anyway.